because I didn't know what else to do. After taking a few steps, I stopped. I heard the baritone of the king's voice. "Come here, Layla. Lift up your head so I can see your pretty face. This palace has been waiting for you for a long time," he said. When I looked up, I saw the king and the prince next to him. I was so baffled that I almost fainted because the person next to the king was Lucas. He was enjoying seeing the surprise on my face and smiling mischievously. The king said with a smile, "You have every right to be surprised. I'd be surprised too if I saw the animal caretaker I just met this morning as a prince later the same day. You might be even more surprised when you hear the rest of the story. Ever since you entered the palace, you've undergone a series of tests. You're the 46th girl who came here. Each of you had been handpicked from 46 group homes all over the U.S. But unfortunately, the previous 45 girls had been disqualified before they could get to this phase. You're the first girl who's passed all the tests and met me in person." I didn't quite get what the king was talking about, but I was still too excited to speak. All I could do was smile. The king looked up. He was quiet for a while, and then he stared at a painting on the wall. Then he turned to me again. "The lady in that painting is my dear wife, Olivia. I met her in New York and fell in love with her at first sight. Soon after, we got married. I was only a prince back then. When my father passed, I came back here and was inaugurated as the king. Olivia became the queen. We were a very happy couple. When Lucas was born, we became a very happy family. For years, we ruled our country in peace. But every fairy tale comes to an end. Olivia passed away last year. She had grown up in an orphanage. She wanted Lucas to marry an orphan too, so we wanted to fulfill her wish. Miss Isla designed several rounds of tests for us to pick the best bride for the palace. Miss Isla, please go on if you like." "With pleasure, my king. Our first and easiest test was the all-you-can-eat buffet. 3 of the girls who came to the palace couldn't resist it and ate for hours. And of course, they got disqualified in the first round. 8 girls were disqualified during the dress test. They quickly accepted my offer to make 100 everyday dresses and 100 special gowns. For some of them, even that wasn't enough. That's why they didn't get to the next round. 11 of the girls who came to the palace were disqualified during the giraffe test. Some of them were scared of the giraffe. Some of them looked down on Lucas because he was the animal caretaker and didn't even deign to talk to him. Only you, among all the girls, went to see the baby giraffe along with Lucas. 23 of the candidates were disqualified at the last round, which was the jewelry test. When they saw all the jewels, they almost lost their minds. They wanted to get so many rings, earrings, and necklaces. This, of course, showed us how greedy they were. You didn't want any of it. And that's how you passed all the tests and became the first girl to meet our king." And what do you think happened next? The king looked to his son. "It's your turn now," he said. Lucas got down on one knee in front of me and asked, "Will you be my wife and our princess?" You've probably guessed